Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizzan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today I want to talk to you about an experience I had over the last few weeks of revisiting a novel I haven't read in a very long time. So I reread Great Expectations, and I remembered a lot of the novel. I remembered how it ended, but what I didn't remember was just how glorious of a writer that Charles Dickens is, and also how much more you appreciate the words on the page and the beautiful scenes that Dickens is painting. There's one particular scene where he is talking, I don't want to give away too much if you haven't read the novel, but he's talking about the hustle and bustle in London, and he describes the morning sunset. And you picture it in your head, this vivid, beautiful scene. And then as the scene continues and it starts to change, his setting changes and it gets dark and brooding. And it is just absolutely cinematic in your mind as you're reading. And it is so glorious. And I was thinking about that. And that particular scene has really stayed with me over the last few weeks because it just is so beautifully written, and the tone of the novel changes, and the experience that the characters go through, you are so drawn in by his writing. It is just such a beautiful telling of the story. The novel starts when Pip is a young boy, and it evolves sort of as he grows into a young adult. And so it's this coming of age novel, and then by the end, he's grown into a man. And so to read it when I was younger and then to read it when I was older was a really interesting juxtapositioning of how you can look back and reflect on your own life and see how you've gone through these journeys and how things have changed and the decisions that you made. I was in my late teens, I think, when I read it. And your worldview changes, life changes, your perspectives change, you mature, hopefully, a little bit. And when you go back and you reread this, it's really interesting to see what parts you react to and what parts you react to differently than you did many years prior, and how you've come out of all of that. And that's the same experience that Pip has. And so it's just it was just a beautiful, incredible experience for me. And so coming back to it now as an adult and having these different worldviews and seeing classic literature not being taught like it once was and kind of having it disappear, maybe I appreciate it a little bit more. And it's just so beautiful to go back to these stories that were written 1, 2, 3, 400 years ago, even longer, back to the Greeks. And so that's why I decided kind of last minute to include it into our curriculum this month for our high schoolers, because I want them to just have this experience. And it's going to be different for the high schoolers when they read it. And then maybe 20, 30 years later, they'll revisit it and have that same sort of experience that I had, where it's just this magical, fun journey to go through and to remember you in the past and experiencing this for the first time, but then having it as an adult and having that experience as an adult for the first time. It's just amazing. And these stories will do that, and they provide that. So if you read something in high school, for instance, our Explorers program focused on Scarlet Letter for this month, and one of our colleagues did that whole grouping of that lesson, and she hadn't read it since high school, and revisiting it, she was having that same experience. And so we would talk about that and how her reactions and her picking up on different nuances in the novel and stuff. It is just so incredibly rich to be able to do that. So why not give a classic novel for if you celebrate the holidays as a gift and give that to a child? So maybe 20 years later, they'll have this amazing, rewarding experience that I just had, that my colleague just had. If you've recently had this experience yourself, please share with us in the comments. I would love to hear these stories because it's just an amazing journey to go on as a kid, but then again, and revisit it as an adult. If you're enjoying our videos, please like, share, subscribe, and we have links to our other social media in the description below. With that, I'm going to go have a wonderful afternoon with another novel. Have a good day.